Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the top 3 champions that you can use to make this variant 6 Mojo a cinch. So the issue that many people have been facing with this Mojo is, you've got to proc all those weakness debuffs on him to enjoy that fury that allows you to do proper damage to Mojo. So the thing is, some champions of course come to mind, champions like Void, champions like Apocalypse. The main issue is for Apocalypse, not many people have him as a 5 or 6 star rarity yet. And if you're using the Mastery reset, or should I say if you're getting that Resonant Mastery, you've got to devote or invest quite a few units to unlock that mastery if you already haven't. And just for one guy to spend that much units, I don't think it's worth it. So here I was thinking, okay, besides Apocalypse, who else would be ideal for Mojo? So first up, we're gonna go in with Magneto. So when using mags against Mojo, basically the idea is you want to proc as many of those bleeds on him when you launch an SP3 as possible. However, problem here is when he has his anti-life field up, if you proc all those temporary prowess charges and they expire while anti-life field is up, oh man, you're in for a world of hurt. So basically the tactic that you want to employ is to parry as much as possible. Because of Magnet you have extended parry or stun durations, and just land those normal heavy attacks to proc those permanent prowess charges. So why do you want to proc permanent prowess charges in this fight? Because they don't run the risk of dropping off just in case you proc that anti-life field whenever any of his prompts are fulfilled. So here, alright, you just want to play it slow. Try to build up as many of those permanent prowess charges as possible. Ideally in this fight I went for, I think 40 prowess charges. Alright, so the trick is you want to build 10 permanent charges, throw 2 heavies before you launch that L3 with 40 to 41 prowess charges, and that should give you anywhere between 25 to 30 bleeds. So as you saw over there, the damage from those prowess charges, the initial damage on that L3 was already quite significant, and the bleed damage, well, it just speaks for itself. So alright, almost half his health is gone at this stage with just one L3, and just rinse and repeat. The second half, do exactly the same thing, but of course be mindful of not proccing those anti-life fields if possible. And even if you do, if you've got a, as you saw over there, I have a dexterity debuff. Oh, what am I saying? I have a dexterity buff on me. So what you want to do is just wait out that anti-life field before you attack him again. Alright, because if that dexterity buff is consumed while anti-life field is up, massive degen damage. So that's what you want to do. So as the fight proceeds, once again I'm building up to my 10 prowess charges, intending to double them with each heavy and launch an L3 at 40 prowess. And you might have noticed during this fight that Mojo's prompts are going crazy, and that's a consequence of Magnet, because his ability accuracy is heavily diminished due to Magnet. So prompts that are supposed to come up and be fulfilled were actually other prompts instead. So it's totally haywire over here, my friends, which is a good thing actually. The main thing with Magnet is it also tends to protect you to a certain extent by not allowing those prompts to be fulfilled. So with Magneto, alright, easy peasy, 50 hits in the bin, boys. Alright, for the next fight, we're going in with the so-called best counter, so to speak, because he's able to proc weakness debuffs on its L1, and that is Apocalypse. So in this fight you shall see, it's also a one shot in this fight, but you're gonna see that I made quite a few mistakes here. Namely, it's been ingrained in me, my muscle memory, to try to refresh any of his personal debuffs that have been applied to the opponent. So here, alright, in this fight especially, because you don't have Magnet while using Apocalypse, you want to be mindful, or you want to be more careful, alright, in terms of you want to be observing Mojo's prompts, and you want to play around those prompts if you can, especially trying your best not to activate anti-life field. And even if you do, just wait it out, just in case you have that dexterity buff on you. So there I got clipped by that heavy. I was so focused on re-parrying that it just stood still over there, but it's okay. So over here, yeah, what you'll notice is with each L1, that very first L1 that Apocalypse fired off, it managed to proc that Fury. However, you want to wait until that weakness debuff falls off before you fire off your next L1 to proc that next Fury. So as long as that weakness is still up on Mojo, even if you're firing off an L1, it's not gonna proc another, alright, proc another weakness debuff on him. And main issue with that is, if you fire off an L1 while that weakness is still active, it's not gonna proc that also important Fury that allows you to do proper damage. So this is something you want to pay attention to. And the other thing is, yeah, do not refresh any of those personal weakness debuffs. You want them to actually fall off as soon as possible before you launch your next L1 to proc that Fury. So in this video over here, or in this segment, what you're seeing is the mistakes I committed in this fight. So to make this fight go that much more smoothly, yeah, never throw heavies against him. Just wait for those weaknesses to fall off, then fire off that L1. Rinse and repeat, and he should drop dead real soon. Alright, so aside from, yeah, that initial heavy that I took to the face, I think the majority of the damage was either through chip damage or accidental activations of his anti-life field degen. So if you're more careful, that can be totally prevented. So all in all, a really straightforward fight with Apocalypse. So if you guys have him as a 5 or 6 star, by all means go ahead and use him. Alright, so in this last segment, I'm going to be showcasing Mojo using Dr. Doom. So ideally for this fight, what you want to do is you want to re-parry as much as possible. Just solid block, or just hold that block. That way you prevent him from activating his special attacks, and then you can push him as close as possible, or should I say, you can push him to an L3 whenever you launch your own L3, and this is what you want to cycle. So bread and butter, Dr. Doom, L3 rotations. Okay, the other thing to take note of over here is that after your L3, because of the unique animations for Mojo, he's actually pushed away from you when you come out of that L3. So you've got to dash in, and you can't do a medium light medium. You can only do a medium medium. Yeah, you only have enough time for that. So medium medium, and then bread and butter, light light light, medium medium, and power drain. So with Dr. Doom as well, Alright, you also want to pay attention to those prompts. Make sure that you do not fulfill those prompts if you can. Especially, do not consume any of your buffs while anti-life field is active. So pretty much bread and butter over here. The fight is proceeding smoothly. Just want to cycle those L3s. Especially when you get 2 Furies, try to throw off that SP2 for bigger damage from those incinerates. Right, the other issue with using this R3 Doctor Doom of mine is that because he's not rank 5, sometimes after throwing off that L1 to power drain him, after that L3, I'm actually lacking, as you see over here, right? When I go in for that re-parry over there, do that full 5-hit combo, I'm lacking that most minute pixel of power, that slightest pixel of power to push me to my own L3. So with an R5 5-star Doctor Doom, that wouldn't be an issue because higher ranks gain power more quickly. So to mitigate that, I just basically have to hold block, alright, and then hope that he comes in as soon as possible, that he rushes into me, I receive some block damage, and that allows me to gain that last sliver or last pixel of power that I need to push myself to an L3. So all in all, a pretty straightforward fight here. Don't think I took any hits. Most of the damage, or the only damage that I sustained in this fight, was due to accidental activations of his anti-life field degens. So that's it. Top 3 champions to take down this irritating Mojo from variant 6. I hope you enjoyed the video, boys, and if you did like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and smash that notification button to stay alerted to when my next video drops. In the meantime, I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you soon for the next one. This is Satsui no Hadu signing off. Peace.